amazing that a non-Jew has it over a Jew today, that a non-Jew can bring a korban and a Jewish person cannot.
But not a bull. Mom is not a bull.
You can, but it's not necessary. It's much too complicated. It's much easier. It's much easier with a pigeon. Now, it's amazing that the Lubavitcher Rebbe Zatzal points out, why is it so important to bring a korban? Now, on page 314, Pasuk Tet. Avram, you with me or against me? 314 Tet. Exodus, Leviticus 1:9.
314 Tet.
Leviticus 1:9.
Update your
Right.
conversation.
Leviticus 1:9.
For 3 months.
Page 314
Tet.
Tet. It's speaking about the korban olah, Aviezer. The last 4 words in that verse, Leviticus 1:9. I wonder how the English translate that. Number 9. Look. You have an English there, Melech? No? Leviticus 1:9. You want to read that slowly? I'll wait.
You shall wash its innards. And
Talking about the korban, you got to cleanse it from the schmutz. Before you offer it to Hashem, you got to wash out the schmutz from the kishkas. Go ahead.
and its feet with water, and the Kohen shall cause it to go up in smoke on Mizbeach, an Olah offering, a fire offering, a pleasing fragrance to Hashem.
What the last 3 words? A what?
A pleasing fragrance.
Satisfying
A
aroma.
pleasing, what they say?
Satisfying aroma.
Satisfying aroma to Hashem.
It's pleasing, satisfying.
So the Lubavitcher Rebbe Zatzal points out that those words are not written by any other mitzvah.
A pleasing
Isha reich, when you put on tefillin, you eat kosher, you fast on Yom Kippur.
Well, nothing else.
The only mitzvah that it says reich nechoach Hashem is what? By a korban olah. Why? Why? So when I taught Ray to do the korban, Rav Nebensol told me that you have no idea what you did. The first time in 2,000 years, approximately, that no one gave a reich nechoach Hashem except Ray when he did that korban. And I taught him how to do it. It's on the film. No, this was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
You got to go to Sprecher.com. You see the 7 universal laws of mankind.
You won't
You
recognize
see the
him.
first carbon,
He's all black hair.
the first carbon to God in 2,000 years. Rav Nevitzon told me, Eitz Chus, that I have, that approximately 2,000 years, no one has pleased God the way Ray did by bringing a carbon olah. You heard of Rabbi Nevitzon, right? You never saw the film, right? Never saw my film? My film with the carbon.
I remember the story.
But you were a little boy then. I don't know how old were you then. I don't know. You were a little boy then. This was March
17 years
2000.
old.
This was March 2000. Right here on Mount Zion. Right here. We built an altar of 12 stones right there.
Oh, it's right here.
It's right here.
I thought it was over in the field over there.
Right here.
And this person, Ray, is non-Jew?
Well, you made the
I didn't make the interview.
10 years ago.
Gino made the interview.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's Roger. That's somebody else. Even if you do it all for God, there's something in it for me, Avram. You're putting on tefillin.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing God's crown. You feel good about it, no? You're wearing God's
I was
crown.
gonna say that-
It's any
It's supposed to be good
mitzvah.
for your blood pressure. They just discovered
What?
that.
Putting on tefillin is good for your blood pressure. Okay, you see that?
They just discovered that.
Any mitzvah you do, even though it's all for the boss, there's something in it for me. The only exception, Avram, is what? A korban olah. You take a good fat animal
Yeah.
and you burn it completely to Hashem.
Uh-huh.
Don't even smell so good.
Then you distribute to your...
Right? No, you don't for nobody. It's all burned up.
Oh,
It's
korban
olah.
olah. Okay.
That's what God says. That's all for me. Hashem has the most nachas from that because it's all for the boss. Who wrote that book? It's all for the boss. Get nothing out of it, just a bad smell.
You get nothing out of it.
What do you get out of it? It's all burned up.
Because you don't eat any of it.
It's a good smell. I don't know. You don't eat it.
Right, but we don't eat our tefillin.
No, but when you put on tefillin, you have pride that you're wearing God's crown.
Can we have...
Here, what pride do you have? You take a good animal
Because you're serving
that
Hashem.
costs thousands of shekels and it's all burned up.
But you're
It's
serving-
a total loss.
But you're serving Hashem.
It's like
Total loss.
But you're serving Hashem.
Yeah, but there's nothing. You don't burn up your tefillin.
No, but I
Your
paid
point
for
is
it.
taken, you get something.
A short or a cow.
Lubavitcher Rebbe, this is explanation. Why those words are written only by korban olah.
Maybe it's because it's supposed
Not
to be,
written by a peace offering,
Maybe.
because a peace offering get a piece.
maybe it's because it's supposed to be actually a free will offering. There's nothing in it for me.
Exactly. Nothing for nobody.
So isn't it a ideological statement? Like, what if somebody feels good about doing it? Then is
Yeah.
it really a free will offering?
Yeah, it's still free. It's still good. It's not, that's his point, is that something in it for you is that you can still feel good about it. That's the point.
Well, I feel
Yeah.
good doing tefillin.
So that's right. So that's why it's also getting something out of it.
That's the
It's
question.
still not, it's still a free will offering. You're doing it because you want to do it. You're not, nobody's twisting your arm. If they
Right.
twisted your arm, it would be free will offering. Obviously.
Right.
It would be a coerced offering. Coerced is the English word when somebody.
I like what you're saying. The oila is a free will offering. You get nothing out of it. It's a total burn up. That Hashem appreciates the most. And therefore those words are written only by Korban Olam. Yisharech Mecholach Hashem. Okay? Yisharech Mecholach Hashem. Now here, so a person can't afford a bull, he can bring a pigeon. On page 315, right? On page 315, Pasuk Yudalit, Exodus 1:14. Not Exodus, but Leviticus 1:14. Right? You can bring a pigeon, right? Turtle dove. Avram, get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do? You flick you flick the feathers. What? No, you don't flick. You burn it with the feathers. You see, Leviticus 1:17, Melech, what does it say there?
That must have smelled pretty rotten.
Smell fantastic.
Yeah, it smells very, very bad. Leviticus 1:17, Melech. Want to read that slowly?
117.
Yeah. Rashi's puzzled. So you burn it with the feathers, and it says Reach Nechoach Lashem.
You shall tear it apart with its feathers.
There, yeah, go ahead.
You need not divide it. The Kohen shall cause it to go up and smoke on the Mizbeach, on the wood that is on the fire. It is an Ola offering, a fire offering, a pleasing fragrance to Hashem.
Pleasing smell it to Hashem. Get real. Says Rashi, there ain't nothing as foul smelling as what?
Burning
Burning feathers. What are you talking about? A pleasing feather. Oh, Baruch Hashem, I found it. I took my spirulina. I found it.
Rashi never smelled burning.
I found it. Thank the Lord. I found it. Question to his question. I'm going to answer his question. Rashi, I found it. So, but here, before, everything is in Rashi. Everything is in Rashi. You got to know where to look. So, take a look at Rashi. Rashi Yud Zayin, 315 in the left column. The Shisa,
350.
315 Yud Zayin in this book.
In this
No,
book,
in
yeah,
this book.
Oh, page.
There's another one. Give him the
There's
brown.
one there, yeah,
There's another one. Black
right
and
there,
red.
like, yeah. Vishisa. What does that mean? You should tear it apart. So Rashi says, Ein Shisha el biyad. Yabed Aviezer.
315 on the left column.
Yeah, 315 left column, Yud Zayin, Vishisa. What does Vishisa mean?
uh-huh.
Tear it apart. The poor little boy has to be torn apart. Biyad. Rashi said what Shisha means biyad. B'kanafav, with its feathers. Next Rashi. In kanafav. Together with its feathers. Einot tzarech limra kanfei notzah. So you don't have to rip out the crop. You know, that where it keeps the food. It's burned together with the feathers, with everything. The kanafav, next Rashi. Aviezer. Notza mamash. With all of the feathers intact. You see that? Notza mamash, melech. Yes? No?
Not some mamash, actual plumage.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hello.
No, no time, mamash.
Ein lecha hedyet shemereach reich kanafayim nesrafim ve'ein nafshe kotel. There is no hedyet. What does hedyet mean? There's no, how do they translate hedyet?
Regular?
Regular person, what do they say hedyet?
Ordinary person.
There's no ordinary person that can stand the foul odor of burning feathers and he doesn't throw up. So how could God say it's reich nechoach? Hello? What kind of pleasing odor is it? There's nothing more disgusting than what?
Burning feathers.
Burning feather. Hear what Rashi is questioning? V'lama amakosan hiktir. What? So why does the Torah command us? Why not do the flick the chicken before you bind it? Why bind it with all of what? The feathers and the whole place, the whole temple courtyard. Phew. Kahana have to walk around with a clothespin on the nose, and you're not allowed to do that.
But if there was... If
You
there
hear
was-
Rashi's question?
I do, but my question then becomes, if they're sacrificing animals all day, there's
Yeah.
blood, there's everything, and there's supposed to be a miracle that it doesn't smell.
Ketoret.
Yeah, but ain't some canal ness.
There is the Ketoret.
Okay. The Rambam said that's why you burn Torah twice a day. got him a lot of hot water. Got the Rambam a lot of hot water. He says, why did God command us to burn incense twice a day? He says, you ever walk into a slaughterhouse, all the blood and guts? Phew.
Oh.
So this is going to cover up the smell of the bad smell in the Beis Hamikdash, and that's why God commanded us to what? That's one of the reasons they got the Nevuchim burned. Was one other statement, but that's what he says there. There's a lot to talk about, but where were we? Let me get back to the topic over here. But you ain't somchel al nes, so you have to add more bad odor. Smells bad enough. So why does this is even worse smelling? Rashi said. Rashi said it's the worst smell, burning feathers. So why did God command it? Look at this beautiful Rashi. Kidei shehei ha-mizbeach soveya b'huda b'kaboneh shel ani. Are you getting this, Melech? Look how much God values the feeling of every Jew. Who usually brings a pigeon?
A poor
A poor person. A poor person. I mean a person. You're going to flick the little pigeon. You're going to think, you left for nothing.
But if you can afford it.
So he's going to say, my friend brought a big fat bowl that takes up the whole altar, and I have a little chickie there with the flick feathers. The poor person is going to feel like a nebish. So in order to dress up his carbon, Hashem says, don't flick the feathers, burn it with the feather, and spread it out all over the altar to make believe the altar is more full than it is, just to assuage the feelings of what? Of one poor Jew. So the entire temple courtyard has to smell. That one Yid should feel good about himself. Look how much God loves one Yid. Abraham. What a message. What a Purim message. Look at this Rashi. Mizbeach soveya umuhudar b'kaboneh shel ani. Imagine how the ani feels. You're going to flick it, there's nothing there. He's going to feel like what? A sorry case? Fashamed. How do you say fashamed? Embarrassed and humiliated. So we're going to dress up his carbon full of feathers to make it look more than it is, to make him feel good about himself. And that's worth it to God that the entire courtyard should smell of burning feathers. Isn't it an amazing message of Purim? How to empathize and sympathize and feel for every Jew. What a message. Now, lo yavdil. Now we get what I told you. Lo yavdil. Don't separate, yes?
Did you ever see a mother cleaning a chicken?
Ever see a mother cleaning a chicken?
The reach, when she was burning the
feathers.
Wasn't it good, the smell?
No, Rashi says it's the worst smell.
Did you remember?
I don't remember. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel, my brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, who sang that? Elton John.
Yeah,
Daniel, my brother.
I like Ishmael.
Dan- Is it easy maybe that much for you?
I like Daniel the Sweetie.
What's the same like me?
The red one?
Maybe the red one, maybe the red one. He's Jewish, Elton John, you know that.
He's Jewish?
Of course he's Jewish.
Elton John? Elton John?
No, Elton John is Jewish. Come on, everybody knows
You
that.
know this?
His husband.
No, I don't.
He's gay.
You know this?
I know that he's gay. No, his husband is
No, he's Jewish.
I know he's gay.
Lo Yavdil. Now we get to Aviezer's question. Lo Yavdil. See the bottom Rashi? You will read it.
Where? Last
315, the bottom, Lo
Last three
Yavdil.
lines.
Don't tear the bird completely in half. Okay? Lo Yavdil.
Yakirivenu.
Lo Yavdil. Rashi, left corner, the bottom. Lo Yavdil.
Last 3 lines. Starting
Adam Afarka Lagamri. You don't, when the Kohen tears it, the little pigeon, he doesn't tear it completely into 2 separate pieces, right?
15.
Elokaroi Megaboy. He tears it from, what does Megaboy do, Melech? Megabo. You ain't got it?
Yes.
Lo Yavdil.
I know.
Adam Afarka Lagamri Lishtech. He doesn't tear it completely, the bird, into 2 separate pieces. Elokaroi Megaboy. He just tears it what? What does Megaboy mean? From the back, but he doesn't completely asunder to 2. Now Rashi wonders, Nema ba'of reach nechoach. Go ahead, read, please.
Where
It says by a pigeon offering reach nechoach. Reach nechoach. The Nema ba'behema reach, and it says by a big fat bull.
Oh, right there.
And it says by a big fat bull reach nechoach. How could it be? How could a big fat bull be as pleasing to God as a little pigeon? Or a little pigeon be as pleasing to God as a big fat bull? Listen to this. Go ahead, Melech. Echad hamarveh. the last line in Rashi, the left column, the very last line.
Amar lech.
Loy melacha, to teach you. What? Echot hamarbeh. Whether you bring a big fat bull. The echot hamamid. You don't see it there?
Point it out to me, I'm sorry.
Okay.
To bothering Rashi, it says the same words of pleasing aroma to Hashem by a big fat bull as a little pigeon. How could it be? How could a little pigeon be as pleasing to God as a big fat bull?
Okay.
Says Rashi, echot hamarbeh. Whether you bring a big fat bull, the echot hamamit. Whether you bring a what? A little chicken, a little not chicken, pigeon. Ubovad, melech, you have it. Ubovad, sheichavin libo shamayim. Kavana, intent. God doesn't need your bull, he don't need your pigeon. What does he need? Your heart. It's expression.
Pigeon like a big fat
So if you bring a pigeon, Aviezer, which you can do and I can't, it's just as pleasing to God as a big fat bull. Melech, are you getting this? Are you getting this? So his question is found where in Rashi? What a message.
Oh, I see it.
How God values every Jew, whether he's a millionaire or a pauper.
איש אשר ייתן ליבו.
Libo. Now, Menefesh. Leviticus 2, verse 1. Leviticus 2, verse 1, Melech. You want to read that, please? You can read it in English if you want.
Rashi or the
No, the text. I want to see if they got it right. Leviticus 2, verse 1.
Nefesh ki takriv karban mincha Hashem lo solet yihye karbano liyatzak.
Alel Shemem and Noshan Alel Lavona. How do they translate that in English?
When a person offers a meal.
They say person?
When a
Doesn't
soul-
say that in my text. What do you got?
When a soul will bring.
They say when a soul?
Okay.
Ooh, bueno. They got it right. Melech, which text do you have?
Rashi.
No, you're reading the text, right?
The Rashi Saperstein.
Oh, good. So, Menefesh means a soul. A soul, man. So Rashi wonders. It don't say a soul when you bring a bull. And it don't say a soul when you bring what? A pigeon. Oh! Rashi, look at Rashi. Melech. Menefesh ki takriv. Loi ne'emar nefesh. I'm reading Rashi. You want to read the Rashi, my friend? What's bothering Rashi? How come it only says a soul man by what? By a flower offering. B'chol karbonos nadava, elu mincha. By all karbonos nadava, it doesn't say nefesh. What does it say? Adam, ish, ma nishtana, ma nishtana, karbi mincha, from all the other karbonos where it says soul man, Avram. You had a question on the table? Can you repeat the question?
Here it says nefesh, it says, the other ones it doesn't say nefesh.
No, manishtana.
So why?
Manishtana karbi mincha. From all the other karbonos, where the word nefesh is only written by mincha and not by the others.
This is the only one that's a free will offering. All the others
No, you can bring a fat bull as a free will offering. That's no bull. You can bring a pigeon as a free will offering. So why only write the word nefesh by a mincha?
But for a pigeon, no, only.
No, only by a mincha. What are you talking about? You can bring a free will offering, a bull or a pigeon.
Right, but
Or a mincha. So why is the word nefesh, soul man, only by a mincha? Why not by a bull or a pigeon?
mincha just refers to the time.
No, mincha means a flower offering.
Flower.
Oh.
Now we're going to talk.
It also means-
Good question. Good question. Why is mincha a flower? Got to do with a prayer mincha. We'll talk. That's it. The word mincha really means present.
Precies Levona.
Present.
Oh, okay.
Aren't all karbonos are present? We'll talk.
Sure,
We'll talk.
sure.
Yes, so
And why mincha is the most important prayer of all three? It all fits in. But first, let me finish this and remind me to get back to your question. What?
What does Levona mean?
Levona means frankincense. Frankincense.
Where did they have Shemen?
Where do they get shemen from? In the Migdash?
No,
In the Midbar.
In the
Oh,
Midbar.
nothing grows. Toisus asked the question.
And
Where
solid.
do they get lechem upon it? Where do they get? What?
and
Toisus asked the question. Nothing grows in the Midbar.
in Priyat Sadar too.
Where did they?
Egypt. They
Where,
brought it from Egypt.
what they brought? What the shemen from Egypt? Where they get olives?
They brought the wood.
You have to say they brought from wood. That's the wheat for me. But Toisus says it was our pines. So the question is, could be yoked with nest oil?
if nothing wore
Right,
out.
Vaiykra get the whole
Listen
book on
to
that.
Tzadar.
Where did they get Kriyat
Nothing wore
Sadat?
out for 40 years, and their
Right.
pants
So
were
where did-
closed.
so where did
what's
they
so
get-
bad? It's the magic of oil it doesn't work.
Yeah, but it's
use recycled oil.
It's
All
miracle
You can
oil.
bring along, all you can bring along from Egypt.
Yeah.
But
No,
Kriyat Tzadar, you
it's
cannot for
recycled
40
oil.
years.
The monophile, the oil could fall too.
When they were hungry, they would have eaten the oil.
What?
That ate them out.
They got the man. So where was I?
Before that, they were.
So let's hear. Finish this Rashi. Finish this Rashi, Melech, please. What's bothering Rashi, Daniel? Why did it say soul man only by a mincha?
Because the onions was not there.
Me, doctor, listen. Who usually brings a mincha?
Honey.
I mean, a guy's so poor he can't even afford a pigeon for 20 shekels. Remember, Ray paid 20 shekels for the pigeons. This was in 2000, maybe it's more. In Binyan Cloud, there used to be a pigeon store. You know Binyan Cloud, where the Vitka is? No. The Vitka is where the cannon is. These
Oh, yeah,
kind of pigeon stores. So he paid 20 shekels. So Oni can't even afford that.
Yeah, so them.
It's still there.
This was being marketed himself.
So he can't even afford 20 shekels. So he brings a little bit of what?
How much is the pigeons?
He brings a little bit of flour, Avram, and what? And a little bit of oil. Maybe 7 shekels. A little bit of flour and a little bit of oil.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
maybe he can do it.
What do you think I've been talking about?
And he can do what?
Hello.
Free will offering.
Before
Are
he
you
takes the
listening?
plunge. Before he takes the
Would
plunge.
you do it?
Before it's too late.
Absolutely.
Before
You
it's
have to-
too
You have
late.
to show me.
Gotta watch the film. It's all.
I already saw it.
Should I bring one?
Bring what? A
A
pigeon?
pigeon?
Bring a goat.
You're missing your point.
I'd have to
Yeah, you
get
got
that.
to
Burn it
burn
all
it
again.
again.
But then I gotta wash it out, and it's a bigger.
That's why it's echot hamarbeh ve'echot
You
hamamik.
can't kill it. You can't
Right.
even touch it.
So where are we up? So who usually brings a flower offering? A guy is so poor he can't even afford 20 shekels for what? A pigeon. Omer Kodesh Baruch Hu. Malani olav kil hikim nafsho. You hear? When the oni brings his little bit of what, Avram? Flour. And shemen, God says, I consider as if he gave me his soul. Because a millionaire brings a big fat bull, no skin off his back. He got plenty other bulls, right? But a little honey, he can't even afford a pigeon. And he gives Hashem a bit of flour and oil. Hashem says, you're giving me, I considered you're giving me your neshama, nefesh. Filoni kiyato, right? What a beautiful Rashi. Omer Kodesh Baruch Hu, malani olav ilu hikriv nafsho. So people ask, why are we learning this? We ain't got the karbonas today, Melech. Because the messer, the ethical message is there, even though he ain't got the animals. It's the idea behind it, how to bond with a fellow Jew, how God appreciates the efforts of every Jew. And a little bit of flour and oil that a poor person gives to Hashem is more precious to God than what? Than a millionaire bringing who knows what. That's the point. Because you gotta have heart. Lots and lots of heart. What?
I was Hevel's carbon, so it wasn't accepted.
Be careful.
It wasn't accepted.
What?
Cain's
Because Cain didn't bring
with the right intent.
with the right intention. Hevel's intention. He didn't mean it. He just went through the motions, right? He didn't mean it.
Rabbi, he didn't mean it. He was the first one.
Okay.
He
Hashem
did-
rejected him.
He didn't dream it by night.
But anyway, we talk about mincha. So why, Melech, why is the afternoon prayer called a mincha? And why is only a flower offering called a mincha? The word mincha literally means a gift. So the Balaturim explains that the afternoon prayer is really a gift to Hashem. Here is Melech. I'll give it to my understanding. Because you daven Shachris before Wall Street opens up. You daven Ma'ariv when Wall Street is closed, right? But in the middle of the hectic day between mergers and mergers and acquisitions, you break yourself away from Hashem for God, and you daven mincha. God says that's a mincha. That's a real present to me. I appreciate the effort in the middle of your busy day, right? You close your store, you leave the boardroom, I have to daven mincha. God says that's a gift for me. And therefore the afternoon prayer is called a gift, and therefore it's only a flower offering, it's called a real gift, because the Oni really gives himself. Versteh? And therefore of all three prayers, the most important prayer, Melech, is what? Mincha. Wall Street is not open. Wall Street is open. I mean, Shachris Avram, the busy day didn't begin yet. And Meir, the busy day is over. But in the middle of the hectic day, you tear yourself away and you daven mincha. God said that's a real good. Therefore, Eliyahu Navi was only answered at the mincha time, right? He was answered at mincha time. Last week's Haftorah, was it last week's Haftorah? A couple of weeks back, Parashah Kisisa. Hashem only answered in mincha. That's the most precious prayer. That's the most precious prayer. Say a little prayer for me. That.
So why does it have such an aspect of din?
What? Mincha?
Chesed.
Mincha's din. I'll tell you why. Because it's the middle of your business day, when a person can have a taiva to cheat and swindle and speak lashon hara about his competitors. It's a heavy din. During mincha time, Arar, it's the middle of the busy day.
Yeah.
Mergers and executions. I mean, mergers and acquisitions. You have attempt to swindle and cut corners and to call your competitor names. So God says, din, be careful. You hear what's going on over here? So therefore we learn, little kids begin with Vayikra. You know that, Melech? Little kids, when I was a little kid, the Hasidish Yeshidis, they still do it. What do they begin teaching a little kid? I would think Bereshis. No, Avram. No, what do they begin? They begin Vayikra. You listening to me?
Yeah, why?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So the Medrash says, Yavai Tahirim Esaska B'Taharit. Let innocent, pure children that are pure occupy themselves with what? With pure korbanot. But that's what really begs the question. No, we ain't got no korbanos today.
Plus,
Yavai Tahirim
I think it might
Esaska
be more
B'Taharit.
traumatic on the child.
Yeah, the little kid will come home at night. They tore this little pigeon in half and he spits his neck off.
We're killing Bambi.
Right?
Blood all over the
Killing Bambi.
Killing Bambi. The kid might have nightmares.
Is Bambi kosher?
It's a deer, isn't it? It's a deer.
As long as you
Right.
don't trap them, as long as you get them without hurting them. You still got to.
So Aaron Berkowitz, hear the question on the table. Why do we still teach little kids? Certain yeshivas still do that.
Yeah, it's a very technical.
They're very technical, right? So the Medrash says, Yavai tahar v'saska b'taharot. Let innocent, pure children that are holy and pure occupy themselves with what? With pure holy offerings. But that's just bad.
But they're sin offerings.
Not all.
Not, but some of them are. So why
say?
take these pure sinless children
The man must
and
have
teach
the-
them about sin?
The
offerings?
man must
They
have
don't even know what sin
ESP.
is.
Wee. Melech. Wee. Yeah. To answer Rav Yaakov Golden's kasha, I will what?
That's another question.
And then we'll tie it all together. Melech, so happy together. We'll tie it all together, okay? Let's take a look. Page 321 is the answer. Page 341 is the answer.
41 or 21?
321. Vayikra 4:29, Melech. You hear the question that Rav Yaakov Golden asked?
Yes.
And Bechlal, what do you want to traumatize little kids for? Huh? You want to give them a nightmare, Daniel?
Why not?
No.
We don't do that.
Huh? Taking a little lamb and you're butchering a little. Mary had a little lamb.
Discipline.
So I think the answer is found in Vayikra 4, verse 29. Melech, we read it very slowly. Maybe you'll... Vayikra 4:29.
ושמח את ידו על ראש החטא ושחט את החטא במקום העולה.
Okay, what does that mean? V'samach has yodai. The pilgrim has to lean his hands on the head of the katas. And the Kohen, doesn't have to be a Kohen, any guy can. Shech the sin offering in the same place where you shech what? The olah.
So the little
Okay.
kid thinks he sins, so he goes out in his backyard, kills his dog, and burns it.
I'm sure it's happened.
That's your season also the
You
Sadiq.
got to think like a little kid. You know?
I'm sure it's happened.
Shoot it out from
So this is the answer, guys.
Little BB gun.
In the
Take the carrot season, though. Stick it with that.
To your daughter?
different korbanos, remember the on-deck circle? Who knows baseball here? Remember the on deck circle? In the courtyard, there were on deck circles with different places where different korbanos were placed. Different on deck circles.
Oh,
But the chatas and the asham, Avram Berkowitz, were the same on deck circles. Who cares? Look at Rashi Chav Dalit. B'mkol mashishchat et ha'olah. In the same place in the Azor Yeshech Tadel Bat Safon, Shu Mefarish Ba'olah chatas. Only the sin offering and the Olah share the same on deck circle. Male, so who cares? GPS. We ain't got no on deck circle, we ain't got no sin offering, we ain't got no what? Burnt offering, what's the message? Who brings a sin offering? A sinner! Who brings an oiler? Completely voluntary offering, a goody two shoes. The first message a Jewish kid has to learn, Rabbi Yaakov Goldman. If there's going to be an on-deck circle exclusively for what? For korban chatas. So all the people in the courtyard, the tourists, shame on you. I know what you did last night. Shame on you. You're on the on-deck circle, sinners only club. On-deck circle. Mel, are you getting this? So the Torah wants to cover up, not expose the sinner to shame. So the same on-deck circle with the goody two-shoes. Who brings an oil? A goody two-shoes. Not to expose the sinner for shame and humiliation. Isn't that important? A little kid has to learn that from the get-go. How even a sinful Jew, you have to be mindful of his kavod. What a message. Are you getting this? Avram Berkowitz, I think that's the first message a little kid has to learn. This verse. V'shachat et ha-chatas bin kol ha'olah. In the same on-deck circle, where you shech the chatas, where you shech the olah. So no one should know that this guy is a sinner, to spare him the shame and humiliation of Yaakov Goldman. Are you getting this? The korban todah had its separate on-deck circle in Shlomim, but the chatas and the olah, they share the same on-deck circle. What a message the little kid has to learn. How to value and to give kavod to every single Jew, even a sinful Jew.
He doesn't know it.
So no one knows that he's a sinner, Avram, right? Are you getting this or not? Otherwise, on deck circle, sinners only. People in the courtyard, they're mulling around there, no? They take it to it. That's a pretty big circle. The biggest circle in town. The biggest on deck circle, Sinners Club.
But the Kohanes eat the sin offering. And the other ones.
But that's later. No one sees that. No one knows what he's eating.
When they're eating
The chatos, they eat the sin offering, but that's later.
Or they don't
But
know
when the
meat,
shechita, they don't know what they're
they don't know
eating.
what it is. a sin
Maybe it's a
offering.
shlomim eating. Maybe it's a todah eating, right?
Yeah.
Ah, what a message. Pretty important, no? Rabbi Yaakov Goldman, you have your teretz or not? No? You have your teretz? I say teretz in English.
Answer or explanation.
Explanation. Yes, no? If you're not happy with it, tell me.
And by the way, they're eventually going to bring a korban chatas at some point, right?
But not to single him out, not to shame him, right?
Couldn't miss her. Of course they will. If you're somebody who's never brought a korban chatas, he's in big trouble.
But we don't have to. He
And
doesn't have to.
tzaddik,
You know, but he,
not even a tzaddik.
yeah, but he doesn't have to advertise it.
Of course he
No one has to know. It's
I would advertise.
between you and God.
I would advertise my
Between you and you.
just to show people the way it should be done. No, I got a lot of.
Other mitzvah, yeah.
Zero. Shavatipot tzaddik. The tzaddik falls 7 times. Also.
Now, in case you don't get the message, Ava Berkowitz, repeat it. Melech. This idea is so important, the Torah repeats it. In case you didn't get it to Leviticus 1, you'll get it to Leviticus 6. This idea is worth repeating. Help. Page 328. I repeat myself, but the Torah doesn't. But here it does. Take a look at 328, Pasuk Yud Ches. Leviticus 6, verse 18, Melech. Leviticus 6:18. In case you didn't get the message in last week's Parashah, next week's Parashah has the same idea. Take a look at it. Dava Aaron Bonav Vaymor Aaron. You have it?
Yeah.
Zois Torah Sachatas. Bimkol Masha Tishochet Olah Tishochet. You told me that already.
Somebody grabbed and moved it.
But the Torah has to hammer it again. Zos Torah Sachat. This is the teaching, the law of the Chatas. Bimkol Masha Tishochet Olah in the same on deck circle where you shechted the Olah to Shochet Achatos. You shecht what? The Chatos. Again, the idea to spare the sinner, Melech, the shame and humiliations. Repeated in Leviticus 6, verse 18, in case you didn't get it this week.
What about 19, right there?
Yeah.
Cohen performs a sin offering, shall eat it. How about the
Mamokom Chodosh,
the elevation's all burned up, right? There's no, you don't.
Korban Olah, nothing is eaten.
It's in the-
But when it's coming to eating, that's later. It's much later.
What's in
The animal has to be skinned and burned.
What else does he besides sin offering?
He eats the shlomim, he eats the todah, right?
But not elevation.
No.
That's one of the only times in the Torah says how much you.
That says what?
I think the only time it says how much you.
The Kohen HaMoshiach. Because the Kohen HaMoshiach. Why Daddy gets a shampoo, right? When the Kohen Heged becomes the Kohen Gadol, Tezvav, 15, right? 15.
I think it says Mashiach.
That's what I said yesterday. Ladies' unveiling, I said, Tov Shem, Shem and Tov, V'yod Namav V'yod Mivolder. What's the connection between oil, Avram, and death? You weren't there yesterday. At Ladies' unveiling, what did I say? Tov Shem, Shem and Tov, V'yod Namav. That good oil is better, what? No, good name is better.
A good name is better than
Good oil, and the day of death is better,
Birth.
right?
Because
What
why?
does death got to do with oil?
Do the oil.
So I said oil is that medium that elevates a person from a lower level of Kedusha to a higher level. A Kohen Heged becomes a Kohen Gadol through what? Through Shemen.
Shaman.
Melech.
A regular person becomes a Melech through getting Shemen, oil shampoo. Oil is that instrument that raises a person from a lower level of Kedusha to a higher level of Kedusha. And that's what death does. It raises a person. It frees him from his bodysuit. He's now elevated like oil. So therefore death is compared to oil in Shlomo HaMelech's Koheles. I said that yesterday, no?
We are not in a hurry.
No, I mean, hard to get that, but this is the idea. Right? It gets even better. Aviezer gets better. Leviticus 7, verse 2.
7-2.
Yeah.
7-2.
7-2. Now we're talking about a different type of sin offering, carbon asham. A carbon asham is also brought by a sinner. A different type of sin. But it's still, asham means a guilt offering, a chatas means a sin offering, but also an asham is brought by a guilty sinner. So look what the Torah says in Leviticus 7, verse 2. With me, Melech. Leviticus 7, verse 2. B'mkol mas yishchatu et ha'olah, yishchatu et ha'asham. Again, the same idea. In the same on-deck circle, where you slaughter the olah, who's brought by a goody two-shoes, is the one who brings an asham, a different type of sin offering, a guilt offering.
What's the Talmud Fresh? You said this already.
Well, it said it by chatos. It's about a korban asham as well. A korban asham as well. It's a different type of guilt offering. The same idea, in the same place in the Azor, where you shecht the oila, you shecht not just the chatas, but you also shecht what? The asham. Again, the idea is not to expose and shame the sinner or the guilty person.
Yeah.
Asham means a guilt offering.
Why don't we want to shame him?
Why? You tell me.
If anything, it's
Well, you tell me why. How God has rachmanis on every Jew, even a sinful Jew. Shem has rachmanis on. What's the message for us, Melech? Malachta b'dracha. Not to shame any Jew, not even a sinner. God has compassion on every Jew. but not in public. I'm glad you raised it. Oh, very good. Let's go to Parashah Kedoshim.
What is his question?
Question is, but isn't Tochacha part of the deal?
If you have a chance, if you have a
If he
chance.
listens.
No, page 375. It's all I don't know where to look. Man, you know, the answer to Daniel's question is on page 375. It's all in there. Remember that commercial of him? Ramzoni, son of Brony. It's all in there. I'm dating myself. Sergeant Bilko. Remember he used to work on
Sergeant Bill.
Like a chair.
No, it's
Two gloves.
too good eyes.
Huh?
It's too good eyes.
Ja,
Ich bin ein kleiner Mensch.
What time was that?
Like, no. Pasuk Yud Zayin on top of 375. Leviticus 19:17, Melech. Leviticus 19:17. Do not hate your brother Jew in your heart. Rebuke your friend. But don't bear sin because of the rebuke. Now, what does that mean?
Well, you can turn them off.
1 minute. Let's go slow. Let's see what Rashi says, first of all. So, what does rebuke your friend got to do with don't bear guilt of sin because of him? When you're doing a mitzvah, you're rebuking your friend. So why did it say be careful not to? The rebuke could lead to you becoming a sinner. Why? I'm doing the right thing. So Rashi says clearly. Rashi Yud Zayin on the right column, Melech. You see my finger? If you rebuke a sinner publicly,
bad deal.
then you lose your share in the world to come.
You murdered.
Do not shame him in public.
What should we
He's
do?
a sinner. But if you rebuke him in public, you are shaming him and you become the sinner.
I'm not saying in
Privately,
public.
between four eyes.
What about
But in the on-deck circle, in the base of Mikdash, there's a lot of tourists there, right? Point, hey, you sinner, I know what you did last night. Look in your on-deck circle. Sinners Club only.
What about
Eh,
this?
eh, eh.
What about this?
I would elbow him and whisper
Yeah.
something in his ear.
Yeah, but
Get it together.
Embarrassing.
Before I get involved.
Okay, but first of all, you're not allowed to rebuke. There's a mitzvah to rebuke Avram Berkowitz, but you're never allowed to do it what? Publicly. Never. There's a mitzvah to do it privately,
Get him on the right track.
right? There's a mitzvah to do it privately, but only there's a chance it might help. Because then the Gemara in Yevamah says, "Kishem shemitzvah loy medover hanishma, kach mitzvah shaloi lo medover shalo nishma." You have to use the 50 Shulchan Aruch. How many Shulchan Aruch are there?
6.
No, there's 4.
6.
But if you ain't got the fifth
There's
one,
Vihat the Rechim.
there's 4 Shulchan Aruch, but if you ain't got the fifth one,
And there's also.
then the other one works.
Common sense.
So even the
There's
mitzvah
also
to
common
rebuke.
sense. There's 6 Krachim.
So, no. Where was I? There's actually 4 plus 1.
No, 4 plus 2.
No.
How many?
Common sense. If you ain't got common sense, then the other 4 don't work.
mitzvah?
So the mitzvah to rebuke is never in public, Avram. You listening? There's a mitzvah to rebuke in private if there's a chance it might succeed. But if it's just going to turn them off, then it's a mitzvah not to say nothing, not even in private.
And you'll be responsible for any subsequent.
That's right. So you have to use the 50 SALT treaty. You were too young. You remember Gorbachev and Reagan?
Yeah,
They made a SALT treaty.
salt.
Yeah.
Strategic
maybe
arms
a miss.
limitations.
That was earlier before.
But we're talking about a SALT treaty before.
Limitation treaty or something.
There's a SALT treaty in this week's Parashah. Let's take a look at Pasuk Yud Gimel on 317.
317.
Yeah. 317 Yud Gimel. Yud Gimel. Leviticus 2:13. Melech, want to read that maybe in English? Or Hebrew, whatever you prefer. If you read it slowly in English, you see it's a little strange,
You
no?
said 2:13?
It's Leviticus 2:13.
You shall salt your every meal offering with salt. You may not discontinue the salt of your God's covenant from upon your meal offering. On all of your offerings you shall offer salt.
What's with the salt business? How many times is the word salt repeated here? How many times is it repeated? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Avram, you getting this?
Wow.
Okay, so look at the message. The word salt is repeated 4 times. Eliezer. Look, in all of your flour offerings, salt with salt. So you have the word salt twice. Leitashbis melach bris elahecha mi'almun chosecha. Do not disturb, annul, cancel the salt treaty, Avram, the salt treaty
Wow.
of Hashem your God from your flour offerings. Al kol karbancho takriv melach. I don't only mean flour offerings. On all of your karbanos, you shall what? Bring salt. So the word salt is written 1, 2, 3, 4 times. What's with the salt business? What's the treaty of salt, Avram? So Rashi makes a strange comment. Mela here. See Rashi, Melach Brit, what kind of salt treaty is this? Before Gorbachev and Reagan.
Wow.
What kind of salt treaty? No, Avram. You got the top Rashi, Yud Gimel? Shahabrit, Krusa la Melech, B'shesh Mei Bereshit. God made a treaty. God made a treaty, Aviezer, you getting this? With the salt, including 6 days of creation. Shehuftucha mayim atachtonim likorev b'mizbeach b'melech nisach mayim b'chag. God promised the lower waters that they will be brought on the altar b'melech, because salt comes from where? The ocean. So every korban had to be heavily salted. And also, Nisach HaMayim B'Chag, Aaron, what was the most joyous festival on Sukkot? When they took a little bit of water and they what? Poured on the altar. They went wild. Then the rabbis became Ed Sullivan's. Remember Ed Sullivan? The
what do you call that? What do you call that
Ed
thing?
Sullivan show, remember? Used to juggle fire.
The, what do you call that thing?
The rabbis became like...
Simchas Bishnu.
Yeah,
Bill
thank you.
Mashreya.
Thank you.
Are you getting? It's a very strange, cryptic Rashi. It's actually a Medrash Rabbah, a Yikra Rabbah, that Rashi just brings a little snippet of. What's a treaty with the salt? So the Medrash makes a strange sentence. Remember in Genesis 1, Mela, the whole universe first was what? Water. Then God divided
The upper and lower.
the upper. He made a partition, the heaven, Rakia. I think it's called firmament in English.
Right.
Where he said the lower waters have to go down and the upper waters what? The lower waters complain. We don't want to go down. We want to remain up you, their God. So God says, calm down. Calm down. You guys will get your tikkun. Because in every carbon, what?
Dead Sea salt.
There'll be Dead Sea salt, salt from the ocean, and the water libation on Sukkot. Calm down. Now, when was the last time you heard water complain?
Always complains.
So the morality part, you don't look at me. Of course, it's an agadic medrash. Agadic medrash not to be taken literally. So the morality part says, when was the last time you heard water complain? If you did, you got to take a pill and lie down. What does it mean, the upper waters complained and the lower waters didn't want to become low? What does it mean?
Day of division.
What does it mean that the waters complain? When was the last time you heard waters complain? They're shrinking.
You never heard of a babbling brook?
A babbling brook. Oh, a babbling brook.
Water needs to shrink.
Get this morale. This is a game changer. A game changer. Morale mitrag. This is a metaphor, of course, as all Agadic midrashim are. It means the godly soul. God, the soul, doesn't want to come down. The soul wants to remain with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Have to come down to this low world, and there's so many opportunities to sin, and there's so much suffering, and tragedy. I don't want to come down. I want to stay up. So God tells the neshama, symbolized by the mind, sisu, my mind, the symbol of the soul. God promised the water, the soul, that what? Tachtoinim, the korban mizbeach.
Body's 80% water.
If you stay up in heaven with me, God says, you'll never come on the mizbeach. The upper waters, are they on the mizbeach?
No.
If you come up with me.
If you stay up there,
Yeah.
will you ever go on the Mizbeach? The upper waters, who remain up with God,
Yeah.
will they ever have the schus to go on the Mizbeach?
No.
It's only when they come down and they go through all the trial and tribulations of this world.
So why doesn't the upper
Now you
waters
can
complain?
rise up on the Mizbeach.
So why doesn't the upper waters complain about not being able to
So this is the Meralmi Prague. This is a dugma of the neshama. But Kol Chatana, the soul doesn't want to come down, right, Avram? The soul is forced to come down. Remember the Mishnah says, but Kol Chatana. So this is what the Medrash means, says the Maral. We are the mind tachtonim. We don't want to come down. We know what's in the neshama, but God says, calm down. The only way that you can get your aliyah on the mizbeach is by what? Yerida, the tzorech aliyah. So now when you come back to me after 120, you'll have a much more better feeling of yourself.
This is
The godly soul will feel you accomplished because of your trial and tribulations. And yes, even because of the failures. And you didn't give up.
Especially.
Now God says you're closer to me than if you would have remained up there with me. You're closer to me.
the same
Edom
idea.
around me proud. What a message.
How does water?
Why is the neshama represented by water, right?
Yeah, how does
Why
water-
is the muscle with Mayim?
Torah.
Let's think.
Torah is like mine.
Mayim, but why is the neshama represented by Mayim?
Well, first off, the body is.
Well, 98% of the human body is what?
Water.
Ask any scientist.
Is water? Not
90.
98%. It's like 94.
94% of the human body is what? Water! So therefore the Medrash uses, this is before the Medrash knew this, so the Medrash didn't know it. So therefore the Medrash uses the symbol of a human being, what? Mayim.
So why then salt and not lime we sprinkle?
What?
Why
The
does-
salt comes from Mayim. The salt that is brought over the Mizbeach comes from Mayim. It's the same idea.
Right.
Right? The salt is
Ocean,
Mayim.
It goes up the water and then comes down.
Right?
And
And
there
why
was
do we-
with the salt.
So why do
What an idea. The moral
It's
miprad.
the same idea of the Mishnah.
Better to stay up there with God, right? No trial, no suffering. You're not going to sin. But God says it's a welfare check. You're not going to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel good about yourself for eternity. You accomplished. And you're closer to me now than if you would have stayed up there with me. You know that. The bread of shame, if you, right? Nahamad Chsufa, right?
It's the same idea of the Dirat Betach.
It's all connected.
By the way,
All
all these
connected.
stories,
That
none
Yerida,
of
the
them-
Tzarech Aliyah. Oh, Yerida, well, the other one, what?
Abraham should be the one complaining.
Yeah, we want to go down.
In that case, I'm
we
saying.
want to go down, right? We don't. Yerida, the Tzarech Aliyah. Going down.
Unfortunately for them.
And the morale has another, the morale, before you go, this is also about tshuva, and so on one level he's speaking about the godly soul, and the other level he's speaking about the tzaddik gomer and the Baal tshuva. The tzaddik gomer, no matter how righteous he is, if he doesn't go down, he'll never come on the mizbeach. Stafke the Baal tshuva, the guy who sins, and he does tshuva, he'll go up on the mizbeach. Closer to God than he could have been even before. So these are the ideas of the Morality Prague of what this strange medrash speaks about the soul treaty. It's us. It's us. Avram Berkowitz, this explains something amazing. Why does the Mishnah say in Sukkot, you never saw the little water poured on the Mizbeach on Sukkot, you never saw no joy?
Never sort of sinful.
You get a little bit of wasser, and you spill it. They went way to the world. They went wild with simcha.
Yeah,
Rabbi
wow.
Gamliel became a juggler. Remember the Yatzel show? He juggled 7. What's the big deal? You take a little bit of water and you spill it on the altar. What's the big deal? When was it done, Avram? On Pesach? Sukkot. When the Sukkot come? Right after Yom Kippur. You know that went wild with joy? That's me! That's Mayim Tachtonim. I was a Tachton. But after Yom Kippur, I have my Aliyah on the Mizbeach. They saw the water on the Mizbeach. That's me. I'm a rehabilitated sinner right after Yom Kippur. That's why they went wild with joy. The gift of Tshuva. Now I'm ready to be spilled on the Mizbeach. So therefore you do it not on Pesach, but only on Sukkot. Comprende? Capish? Any questions? There's a small aleph from Vaiykra. Why is there a small aleph?
That's right at the very beginning.
Yeah, right in the beginning. Vayikra Moshe.
Yeah.
Why is there? He ran out of ink? No, he didn't run out of ink, did he?
No, he's humble.
He's humble. Yeah. I have a small aleph there. You see that?
Yeah.
Everybody knows the reason why, right?
No.
But the Zohar says something amazing reason.
What's the reason everyone knows?
Everyone knows that Vaiykra, Rashi says Loshen Chiba. It's a very lovey-dovey term. Moses felt that he's not worthy that God should use such a lovey-dovey term on him. Who am I that such a term's of endearment? So he wrote with a small out. God says, write it. He said, I can't write it. I'm not worthy. Write it. So he made a compromise. He wrote with a small out. Right? Because the word is Loshen Chiba. It's a very lovey-dovey term. And Moses felt that he was not worthy that God should use it on him. And therefore, a small olive. Arvin, got this?
Yeah.
The
But
Zohar
why
says
the
something
but
great
why the
about
aleph?
it.
Why not the resh or the kof or the
What?
yud?
Vayikor, because that is Vayikor. That's, see the word without aleph? God happened.
Yakar means
Like,
like valuable.
no. Vayikor means like by Bilam. God happened to Bilam.
But
He felt I'm no better than Bilam. Who am I? You should use such a lovey-dovey term. Right? It's too
Right, but why
lovey-dovey.
couldn't
By
it not-
Bilam, it says God happened to Bilam.
Why not
Because
a
Bilam,
small
God
one?
didn't like him so much. So he felt that he's not worthy to have such a lovey-dovey term written about him. It's a Loshen Chiba.
The Ikar means just chance.
Vayikra chanced upon him.
Different word
You know.
without the aleph. That's the aleph makes it different.
So God allowed him to compromise to write it with what?
It wouldn't work with any other
With a
letter.
small olive. Okay? Everybody
Also,
knows
but
that?
he could have left the aleph, but made the resh smaller.
It wouldn't have worked.
No, because then you have the word yakar.
Take the olive away. Vayikra means God
It
happened.
means God happened, or it means valuable.
Understand that's.
Another
Still
reason
means
is,
valuable yakar, and it's
yeah, it's the same. Now
the
you ask
same.
a good
It's
question.
the same.
Why?
Why
You ask me,
didn't they
Daniel.
destroy it?
No, you know he's better than me. Why is the same word for precious the same word as happened? Yakar means precious, no?
Yeah. I don't know.
And yakar means to happen. So why is it? I don't know. Happens to be precious. I don't know. But another reason is little kids begin this book. So there's a little olive there. It's a symbol. Little kiddies. Klein Kindle begin. It's a little olive. It's a Klein Kindle begin this book. Okay. That's right. They used to put honey. Should be right. That's the little kids. They put honey. The Zohar says something amazing. I don't know if I should repeat it or not.
Please,
Vayikra is you're over 40.
please repeat it.
He's not over.
The Ari wasn't over 40.
Are you?
You over 40?
The Ari died before 40. What's everyone talking about? Just died there.
I think he was 39 when he
He
died.
was 38.
You gonna bring that book in?
Which one? Maggie Bashar?
Yeah.
Call me up.
Oh,
I have it home. Remind me the day before. Remind me the day before.
That's good fault. It's the Beis Yosef.
They showed you with the Maggie. He had a diary that he kept.
Yeah, I've been in that cave.
No, Rabbi.
Oh, he says in the Lashon Chiba, it's a lovely difference. God would not write that word full in Moshe Rabbeinu.
Would not write which word?
Vayikra full.
Vayikra with full aleph. Yeah.
Because no matter how great Moses was, he caused anguish to his wife.
Oh,
He
boy.
caused anguish to his wife.
Moshe caused anguish to his
What he
wife.
did?
Yeah.
Rashi passes Baloischa quotes the Midrash how
He was
Tzipporah
suspected of adultery.
complained that
Because
he
he was
left
away
her.
for a couple of
He
days.
complained, he abandoned her,
He took a road
he left
trip.
her.
Wasn't he told to do that though?
No, well that's
No.
a whole, it was, again, this is the question of Tosfos. One second. Now. He goes back
That's
up.
why Miriam said,
Shabbos page 90, so this is the whole idea.
Miriam got in big trouble with it.
So Tosfos asked, how could Miriam and Aaron complain that he left his wife? Didn't God tell him to do it?
Yeah.
So Tosfos says God never told him to do it.
He was being...
B'derech she'adam roitze leilech malichin oisai. The Mishnah Seiter. God would never tell him to break his wife's heart.
I'll take
Never.
Tzaddik Harvard.
He did it on his own. So Kosh Baruch Hu says, in the way a person wants to go,
When he went to meet Aaron.
when he left his wife.
Preparing him
After,
When was this?
Afterwards.
after Mount Sinai.
Right?
That's
When he
gotta be
left
on
her.
call. Gotta be on call.
After Yisrael brought him back, he left her again. He sent her away.
Oh.
So Tosfos asked, how could Aaron and Miriam complain that Moses left his wife? Didn't God tell him?
Right.
So Tosfos says in Shabbos page 90, look it up. God never told him. God would never tell him to do that. But in the way a person wants to go, Hashem allows him to go. You want to do it? It's your business. But if he wouldn't have done it, God never would have ordered him to do it. And because he caused his wife anguish, so therefore the term Vaiykra
It's with a small
is a small, it's a frightening Zohar.
So why did he do it?
What do you mean? He felt,
He thought
you
it
know.
was
He felt he doing the right thing.
He had pretty
How
good
long did he
intuition.
separate from his wife for?
I think
Stayed,
that was
didn't like
separated, you know.
For how long?
A long time.
I think you definitely, I don't know if you
She
ever
went back to Mitzrayim.
No, but then he brought her back.
And then he brought her back,
Mixed me up. And then he
was
left her
gone away,
again.
and then he left
Rashi
again.
Baloisi, he left her again. Tzipporah had a broken heart. Rashi quotes what she said. You want to go there, Avram? Let's go there. Can we go there? We can go there. Rashi quotes,
Miriam at the council.
right, that she felt very upset. Yeah, frightening Rashi there.
Yisro wasn't upset.
1 second. Page of 452, Avram. 452. Pasuk Aleph.
What chapter verse?
That's Bamidbar 12:1. Bamidbar 12:1. The bottom of 452 Aleph.
Bottom line.
The bottom line. Aaron and Miriam spoke against their brother. So look at Rashi, Tab and Miriam and Aaron. You hear that? The bottom Rashi of Yezri. With me on 452? But the Tab and Miriam and Aaron.
Yeah.
He patcha bedibur tchila. She began talking first. Lefikach hidima kosta. Therefore, she's mentioned what? First. How did Miriam know? What do you mean? How did she know? Did you see they had separate bedrooms? I don't know. How did Miriam know that Moses separated from his wife? I don't understand the question. Do you? Don't they see they live in separate homes? I don't know. Maybe she continued to stay in the same tent with him.
Maybe she was expecting him every day.
How did Miriam know? Rabbi Nosson, Marvin, have it? You have it, Rabbi Yezer? You show me? Rabbi
Yeah, Rabbi Nosson,
Nosson,
yeah.
Rabbi Nosson, you have it? Miriam hoisa b'tzat tzipora b'shah shenem ala Moshe eldod ameda mismav menachem. Miriam was standing next to her sister-in-law Tzipporah when Moshe was told that Eldad and Medad became Nevi'im. Remember those two guys?
Yeah.
Eldad and Medad became Nevi'im. Kivin Shama Tzipporah, what's the next one? When Tzipporah heard that Eldad and Medad became Nevi'im, Amra, what did she say?
Oh, their wives are.
Oy, vey, oy, Shem Shalelu. Oh, I feel so bad for the wives of Mrs. Elda and Mrs. Medad. Im Hein Nisraken Levua, now that the prophets, for your person is saying, they'll separate from their wives, Kiderech Sheporash Bali Mimeni. Just like my hubby abandoned me. Oh, I feel so bad for
He
them.
prefers God to me. It's kind of
I
like
wish it upon anyone.
Are we getting this? So that's how Miriam knew, and he told Aaron. Okay? So Tosha says in Shabbos 90, didn't God order it? Tosha says no. God didn't order it.
Yeah.
The way a person wants to go, God agreed afterwards. It's amazing how, even with Bilam, right? God said to Bilam, don't go, don't go, don't go. And then Bilam said, I want to go. So God said, okay, go. Remember? It's amazing, Avram. He told Bilam, don't go, don't go.
Yeah.
You can be an action
No,
even
no,
for
no,
Hashem.
no, excuse me.
Don't go, don't go, don't go.
No.
What?
There's a difference. Ito ve'imam.
Okay, that's technical, but you know,
No,
read
it
the text.
can work at times. The Shvira
Right?
Shaluchos, Moshe did on his own.
it's amazing. A person can be stubborn, and Hashem will agree, even if Hashem's not happy with it. You're
He
free
could be
will.
happy with
The
it
way isn't the
The way-
concept the way the where the person wants to go, Hashem lets him.
The Mishnah
Yeah.
Saita says that.
Abola Kadesh Mekachin also.
Free will
But-
trumps everything.
Right? A human being is so awesome that Hashem says, you're my partner, either for good or chas v'shalom.
Yeah, never.
I'm with you either.
It's
Did
pretty
Moshe
incredible.
introduce Shvira Shaluchos, and God was very happy with it.
God was happy, he said,
Yeah.
Shekah.
It was Yeshkech.
Didn't say Chazaka Baruch. God was Ashkenaz.
He said, yeah.
He said Chazaka Baruch, right?
Ashkenazi.
Rashi said Shekayach. I said it yesterday, right?
Yes. What, did he answer, did Moshe answer, Baruch yet?
Okay, any questions, comments? Oh, yes, you're with me or getting me?
But God also didn't reprimand Moshe on being away from Tzipor.
What? No,
He also
after
didn't
the fact,
reprimand.
a lot of times God doesn't reprimand. You want to go that way.
But he was doing it for Kedusha.
Okay, he meant well, but still, it caused her anguish, and therefore the Zohar said, the claim to Allah.